see all of it.
Yeah, I can.
Good morning, Sangha. Before our service starts, which will start in 27 minutes, something else is going to happen, and Gaji Su will explain.
So it's been a tradition since antiquity. The Buddha, when he left home, he shaved his head, he cut his hair off, and gave it to his attendant, Chana, his charioteer, as a sign of I'm cutting my royalty off, I'm cutting my attachments off, and it's not necessary in this stage, but I just wanted to follow tradition and cut my hair in solidarity. So I'll be the only one shaving their head today, but that's what I'm doing.
For many of you here who don't know, he had very long hair, somewhat like Anthony, and he sold it. No, he didn't sell it. I apologize. He donated to children with
hair loss.
Children with hair loss.
Mm-hmm.
And where is your partner?
Right here.
If I cause him to bleed, I apologize. You might want to laugh. This around your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Like so? Mm.
Oh, I should have not done this because I was going to do the.
Oh yeah, this. Okay. This is goes in the water.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stick it in the water to rinse it?
I would just wipe it on a towel.
Okay. Would you hold this over here? You're next. I want to try to keep the dais as clean as possible. God, it's so loud. What is there?
I didn't realize.
Where did you have your hair cut for the children with hair loss?
The Flop House, Grand Rapids.
Where's that?
It's right off Fluffy Street, actually.
So if anybody wants to do that, talk to him later.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all the people with long hair. I apologize. When you're all finished with this, don't move until Jeremy and I have cleaned you.
Mm. Wow, there's a lot still.
Oh, we're doing this in a good time. You might even have time to do the bell chant if you want.
That would be kind of nice, actually.
The reason that, as Gaji Shu said, the reason this is done is to show the separation of your previous life and the new life, and also that the vanities of the world aren't guiding you any longer.
Mm.
Are you going to keep your hair bald or just a one-time thing?
I think once I go to the next step in the training, I'll do it again, but I'll grow it out again and donate it again. That's just nice, you know. Halfway there.
Now for the fun part.
There's the shaving cream.
Over there.
Oh, can you grab the trash can? The trash can?
You got to buy some more.
Oh, it comes. There's this. A little goes a long way.
Yeah, I see that. It's
Wow, I didn't realize I still had quite a bit of hair left. Oh yeah, thank you.
when the monks and even in Buddha's day shave their head, and even in Thailand today when they do it, they don't use the luxury of cream. They use a razor, a little razor you hold in your hand.
Wow.
What do you think of this?
How do I look?
I have a Steptic pencil here at the ready.
Is that working all right?
Thank you, Jeremy. I will. Oh, I will. Now, this is not going to be a perfect job, so when you get home, you might want to redo it,
No problem.
but I'll do it. I'm used to shaving my head, but not somebody else's. Can you hear that? The scraping?
Yeah.
All the way over there?
Yeah.
Are you picking it up, Keith?
Probably.
Oh.
And there's a straight razor on the other side too to get any.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Put my head back.
And don't wrinkle. Sorry.
It's okay.
When you remove the hair from your head, you discover things You have little moles here and there.
Have any birthmarks?
Not that I can see.
Any scars?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
What's that? Oh,
Hey, no.
this is his mother. This is not a.
Oh.
I will repeat this again later, but when Gaji Shu first came here, he was, what word do I want to use? Involved in other things that maybe he shouldn't have been involved with.
Mm.
And he's come a long, long way. And now he is one of the most eager people here. In fact, we have to tie him down sometimes because he's trying to do everything. I shave in the shower, and I've learned to do this. You can feel where you need to shave more.
Mm.
How does he look?
Younger.
Who said what?
Younger.
Hmm. You wipe your head.
Okay.
Let me take this. Would you bring me, is there one of those sanitizing wipes over there?
I don't think I.
In the drawer. Are they in the drawer?
Whoa.
I just wanted something wet. There's some hair on the back of his
Oh.
neck.
Oh. We can always go to the bathroom after this.
Yeah. Oh, this new. Well, I can get it wet. I just wanted to pick up this loose hair,
Oh, thank you.
which I'm getting some of.
Oh, hey, she's got some
Oh.
wet wipes right here.
Leave it to Kate. I swear to goodness.
My mother.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Is that? I'll make sure you don't get this in the
All right,
water
thank
bin.
you. All right. It's not the most perfect job, but you can finish it tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, everyone. I'll clean up.
We will get this cleaned up in the next 3 minutes, and then, Gaji, would you lead us in the bell chant?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
I will. Where does this? Is this going to stay here without the towel on too? Do we need this chair this up here for the ordination?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just, yep. Thank you. turn to page 3. You can find the morning bell chant there. You can follow along if you feel comfortable or just observe. No, this is perfect. Vowing now that the sound of this bell penetrates the universal Dharma realm, bringing luminous white light to the black iron perimeter of hell, removing in an instant the suffering caused by the 3 evil ways. A mountain of swords is destroyed, and all sentient beings enter enlightenment together. Homage to the Master Teacher, Vairocana Buddha, compassionate Lord of the Lotus-born universe, expounding the treasured verses of the sacred golden texts contained within precious cases written on jade scrolls. Each dust mote interpenetrates, and the universe becomes one. Every realm is united with all other worlds. The truth is contained in the 1,095,048 words of the utmost vehicle's consummate teaching. Homage to the Avatamsaka Sutra, expounded by the Buddha. To understand the Buddhas of endless time, just penetrate this phrase. Everything is created by mind alone. The mantra of shattering hell. Namu Ata Shijinam Samyak Samoto Juichinam Om Avajaba Birijiri Hum. Namu Ata Shijinam Samyak Samota Jichinam Om Ajana Baba Jiri Jiri Hum. Namu Ata Shijinam Samyak Samota Shijinam Om Baba Jiri Jiri Hum. Vowing now for the rest of my life not to give rise to extraneous thoughts, following only Amitabha Buddha. Thought after thought will constantly merge with the rays of his jade-like brilliance, each instant never leaving the qualities of his golden form. Holding a mala and bearing witness to the universal Dharma realm, empty space is but a thread, leaving nothing unconnected. There is nowhere that Vairocana Buddha is not present equally. Thought through contemplation, seek Amitabha of the Western Shore. Homage to the great teaching master, Lord of the Western Shore, the Buddha, the Tathagata of infinite light. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. The land of ultimate bliss has 10 kinds of adornment. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. It is adorned with Dharmakara's vow, his cultivation cause. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with the power of Amitabha's 48 vows. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with Amitabha's name and the brilliance of his life force. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with bejeweled images observed by the three Mahasattvas. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with the peaceful bliss of Amitabha's Western world. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with bejeweled rivers running with pure and meritorious waters. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with bejeweled basilicas with halls of wish-fulfilling jewels. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with lengthy days and nights. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with the Pure Land's 24 kinds of pleasures. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Adorned with 30 kinds of beneficial merit. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha, who is unparalleled in heaven or on earth. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. He is also unmatched throughout the worlds of the 10 directions. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. He has seen the annihilation of self and everything in the world. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. There is no one who is like Amitabha Buddha. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. He can keep track of thoughts as numerous as the dust motes in the universe. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. He can quaff all the waters in the universe. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. He can control the wind that fills space. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. No one can completely describe that Buddha's merit. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha is omnipresent. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Keep your thoughts on him and never forget. As thoughts probe that place of no thought, the 6 sense gates will constantly emanate light of purple and gold. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha's face, like the full moon, is at the front of the hall of ultimate bliss. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. His jade excrescence and his gold form radiate through space. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. If a person call his name for only a moment, they will instantly consummate immeasurable merit. Homage to Amitabha Buddha. Along with all sentient beings, I vow together to enter the sea of Amitabha's great vows and to ferry across sentient beings so that I and others may simultaneously complete the path to Buddhahood. The sublime mantra of the original mind of Amitabha Buddha. Anyata Om Aritara Savaha. Anyata Om Aritara Savaha. Anyata Om Aritara Savaha 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 Anyata Om Aritara Savaha.
Take care. Don't worry, I'll take off the mask. Okay. If you look in your folder, there is a sheet called the Incense Offering. We will recite that. Oh, look in that drawer. We will recite that as they light the incense. And together we say, in gratitude, we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting careful efforts, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings, companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. Good morning. Today is a very special day here. We are finally going to go from having a hollowness of teachers to a fullness. 4 individuals will be ordained today. 3 of them are my students, and 1 is a student of Young Sue. Why don't we begin, as we always do, with the Refuge Vows and the Heart Sutra, page 7 and 8, I believe. Please stand. I go for refuge to Buddha, my deeply awakened mind, the living source of understanding and compassion, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to Dharma, the path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment, the way of peace, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to the Sangha, the loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I am aware that the 3 jewels are within my heart. I vow to realize them. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion, and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to live simply and sanely, content with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worry and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly, so that understanding and compassion will flower, and I can help living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. If you turn the book over, we will do the Heart Sutra. And if I know that there are many people here who have never been here before, you don't have to bow or anything if you're uncomfortable. Just be comfortable. Dhamma Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion from the deep practice of prajna, paramita, perceived the emptiness of all 5 skandhas and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is emptiness, emptiness form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They are not born nor annihilated. They are not defined
defiled nor immaculate. They do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on to nothing but prajna, paramita. Therefore the mind is clear of any delusive hindrance. Without hindrance there is no fear. Away from all perverted views, one reaches final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in prajna, paramita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then the prajna, paramita, is the great Dharani, the radiant fearless mantram, the utmost supreme mantram, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the prajna, paramita, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Prajna paramita Hridaya Sutra.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Because we have some people here who have never been to a Buddhist temple before, I want to explain something about the sutra we just recited. In the Heart Sutra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness is no other than form. Emptiness is a translation of a Pali word which does not mean nothingness. In Buddhism, when we use the word empty, we mean that nothing exists independently. We are all here because our father, our mother, because of the air we breathe, the food we've eaten, the water we drank. This book is here because, well, it's not paper, but if it was paper, it'd be here because of a tree, and the tree would be there because of soil and sun. Everything is interconnected. Everything is. That's what the word emptiness means in Buddhism. What is Buddhism? A few weeks ago, Dan read a verse from the Dhammapada where the Buddha himself answered that question. And he said, the practice is to do the good, to avoid the non-good, and to purify your mind. Very simple, a lifelong practice. The Buddha gave us lots and lots of tools to use to do the good, to avoid the non-good, and to purify the mind. And to help us utilize those tools, we have teachers. I'm a teacher. I'm the senior teacher here, but I still have a teacher, and my teacher has a teacher. These three men and one woman, are going to be today be proclaimed teacher to help us utilize those tools that the Buddha gave us. Now, I have a way of drifting off target, so I'm going to try to remember what has to be said. It takes a lot to be a teacher, not just knowledge of the scripture. And Buddhist scripture, for those of you who are aware of it, is huge. 52 volumes, at least in the Pali Canon itself. You can know the Buddhist scripture, you can read the Buddhist scripture, you can recite it. Unless you put it into practice, it's like, and we talked about this yesterday, we met yesterday, it's like a donkey or a mule who would carry books on his back. All those books on that donkey's back, he doesn't know what he's carrying, he's still a donkey. And if we read the Buddhist scriptures, if we study the Buddhist scripture, but don't try to integrate it into our life, we're like that donkey. We're just carrying books. Now, it takes a special person to be a teacher. These four have studied the scripture. More than that, though, they've studied themselves. Purifying the mind, the third of those three things the Buddha said. They have spent hours in meditation. They have spent hours discussing and sharing and writing and studying. But it's important to understand that being a teacher is more than me just sitting here talking at you. And I had a perfect example. What was that? Yesterday was Saturday. Friday night, here I did exactly what I did. 1 o'clock in the morning, somebody at my door. No one that comes here, it was somebody who lives in my neighborhood, and they know I'm a teacher, and they needed to talk. So I spoke with them for an hour and a half, I think, on my porch. Young Sue has sat with people dying. We have both visited people in the hospital, in jail, in prison. We have gone to events, interfaith events, Buddhist events, all kinds of events. To be a teacher is to do all those things. To be a teacher is to put together a class, to get the material for the class, to get, what's the word, synopsis for the class? Syllabus, thank you. I need a teacher, right? When you're going to do the class and do the class. To be a teacher is to be able to sit down and speak with somebody. I want to point out something right now, that we are not therapists. That's not our job. That's not what we are called to do. We are spiritual guides, and we can be friends. Also clergy people, so funerals, weddings, anything like that. But because of that clergy part of the teacher, as soon as you're ordained, you and speaks in confidence, those words never leave you again, ever. The person who shares with you has to have complete faith that you're not going to talk about their deepest troubles. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just listen. And that's what I do as a teacher more than anything else, is listen to people. And that helps, that cleans. Now, something I want you four to understand. Once you are ordained, you can never be non-ordained. No one can take this away from you. These are vows you are taking for yourself. The only way you can forget that word. The only way you can stop being a teacher is you make that decision. There's no anybody above you who can take it away. I'm not giving it to you. I'm just saying the words. Young Shu is not giving it to you. He's saying the words. You have taken on that responsibility. And we can't take it back. Young Shu, would you please share a thought or two on Kunga?
First of all, this old hippie has the, oh,
We have people online that have to hear you.
okay, fine.
No. We want them to hear online.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it. So, this old hippie has this song going through my mind, The Age of Aquarius. And I really feel in my heart that these four are bringing that age here. Young blood, old blood here, young blood there, and it's so needed for this temple, and I'm so joyous. It's also a solemn day because they're making an oath to serve you, and that's a very solemn oath. I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget anything. Kunga started studying with Thich Nhat Hanh, started studying Thich Nhat Hanh about 25 years ago. He went to a Shambhala group and took the refuge vows and got his name, Kunga Nima. And he started studying with one Amko and then me about 1.5 years or 2 years ago to become a Dharma teacher. Kunga is a hospice worker, a social worker. His profession is dedicated to relieving the suffering of others. And that's what we do, try to do as teachers, is to direct a path, to point the way to the end of suffering. It's been a joy to work with you. I've learned so much from you. You've learned some from me. You developed, one thing that really stood out for me is when Kunga studied the Heart Sutra. And I asked him to write his understanding and how it applied in his life. And he did an awesome job. And from that assignment, I knew that there was something special here. And he was going to be a Dharma teacher. But that understanding of the Heart Sutra just blew me away. And I'm really privileged to have worked with you. And we are going to continue to work to get on to that senior kind of monkhood thing that we're going to do.
Iggy Sue. Iggy Sue holds, well, everybody holds a special place in my heart, but hers is right here. So she has an understanding of the scripture that when you hear her give a Dharma talk, it takes your breath away. I never saw that. I never thought of that. And she integrates it in her own life. She is a dance teacher. And so she has learned to, and most of your students are young, aren't they? So she has learned to work with emotion and the differences of people. And I am especially thrilled that she is a she. We need a feminine voice in a very masculine community, although we have many women here. Many of you who don't know Iggy Sue do not realize that she's sitting there not alone. She's got a passenger on board. And when should you do it? 3, 4, 5 weeks? Oh, 2 months. Oh, we're good. But I like the idea that here is a woman, a pregnant woman, learning. She's learned, getting ready to teach. And we talked about this yesterday. Once she is ordained, because of the words of Gajisu, he says it's intention, her child will not be ordained, but this would be a very special child. All right. It's an honor to speak with you every time I speak with you. Gajisu, I love you. He came here a mess. Came in that door a mess. But now he's becoming a teacher, a wise teacher, a compassionate teacher. Now we're creating new robes for, well, actually we all are, but you two are spearheading it, for the teachers here. So they're going to wear these today, the sashes. You notice that this is Gaju's sash. It's not on one of the Buddhist statues. We don't have enough, but it's on the statue of Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara is the epitome, the personification of compassion. I have a statue at home of Avalokiteshvara with 1,000 arms. And those arms, those 1,000 arms, are to signify that there are multiple ways to be compassionate, to show compassion. He does that. Thank you. Jingshu is the of our group. But he's a kind man who I'm always amazed at your understanding. I'm amazed at the way you take a teaching, take an idea, and bring it into life. And you are going to become you're all going to become great teachers. You're going to become a wonderful teacher. I'm going to give you a lesson right now in front of everybody. Volunteer a few more times to get more and more teaching under your belt. You've got a lot. There you all. Volunteer more, get more teaching. But each time you give a talk from up here, you get better and better and better. It's been a delight working with you. And I've learned from the three of you, and I've learned from you. Your Dharma talks, our interactions. You're his student. But I have learned from you, the one thing I have learned from you, I think more than anything else, those who know me know that I and a bottle of 7-Up that somebody's shaken. So I'm just everywhere doing everything. Kunga is a calm breeze. I don't live with you, so that's all I can say. But what I know, you're a calm breeze. You're that which my bottle of 7-Up needs sometimes to just calm me down. Thank you. Now, page 3. Not you, him. Would you 3 please stand up and come forward? And because we are trying to get people online to hear this, William is going to be walking around with the mic.
Excuse me.
Imagine him in a theater in Thailand where people on stage who are dressed in total black, even their faces, they move the stars and the wind and the water. He's one of those, okay? We are going to ask, he and I are going to ask you guys a series of questions. Are you prepared for these questions?
Yes.
Okay. Do you vow to share generously with the Sangha your knowledge and your experience of the teaching and of the practice?
I vow.
Do you vow to be an example for the Sangha of the moral and ethical ideals of the teaching of the Buddha?
I vow.
Do you vow to exercise patience and mindful action towards the Sangha and all sentient beings?
I vow.
Do you vow to practice diligence and perseverance in your teaching of the Buddha Dharma?
I vow.
Do you vow to practice contemplation and meditation in order to free your mind of clutter so you can show the many gates of the Dharma to the Sangha?
I vow.
Do you vow to exercise mindful wisdom in your thoughts, words, and deeds toward yourself, the Sangha, your loved ones, and all sentient beings?
I vow.
Kunga Nima, do you now vow, to teach only the pure Dharma as you understand it, as it has come down to us from Shakyamuni Buddha through beginningless eons and through countless teachers who have come before you and will come after you?
I vow.
Hidesu, Gajisu, Jingsu. Do you now vow to teach only the pure Dharma as you understand it, as it has come down to us from Shakyamuni Buddha through beginningless eons and through countless teachers who have come before you and who will come after you?
I vow.
Will you 4 now give 3 vows to this representation of our teacher, the Buddha? Will you 3 or 4 now give 3 vows to your teacher? Will you please turn and give 3 vows to the Sangha? Will you find a family member in the Sangha and give 3 vows to that person? We are now going to do an ancient tradition where we put a permanent mark on their arm. And I didn't realize your husband was so big. I never met him before. So she says I can do this. Will you explain
What cracked me up, just a side note, is Roisin wasn't all that happy that you bowed to her. Roisin is her 2-year-old daughter. So I said this was a joyous and a solemn occasion. These 4, they're not required, but these 4 have decided to be burnt with 3 incense to reflect how solemn an oath they're taking. We start out with the precepts, one incense, a bodhisattva, typically 2 incense, and now 3 incense. And if you make it all the way, then you get a candle that burns forever.
And just for safety reasons, each burn will be put out and you'll get fresh incense. There you go. We'll do that.
Right.
You want it near or away from your other one? That may fall off. Neosporin when you get home. Oh, this.
Kunga Nima. Through the transmission I have received from my teacher, I now proclaim you are an ordained teacher of the Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma.
Iggy Sue, through the transmission I received from my teacher, I now proclaim you are an ordained teacher of the Buddha Dharma. Gaji Sue, it's taken a long time. Through the transmission I received from my teacher, I now proclaim you are an ordained teacher of the Buddha Dharma. Jing Su, through the transmission I have received from my teacher, I now proclaim you are an ordained teacher of the Buddha Dharma. Would you two please turn around? Face you three, I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, our new teachers. When I was ordained, my teacher had me say a few words to the Sangha. These four will now.
Thank you. I'm greatly honored to receive the ordination for Dharma teacher here at the Grand Rapids Buddhist Temple. I want to express my appreciation to Yang Su and Hung Su. Yang Su has been my teacher, meeting with me every week, providing his feedback and insights on my practice journal and my sutra assignments and my Dharma talks. And your insights have really inspired me to practice. Hung Su has also been here at the temple every Sunday, been to every Dharma Council meeting. And from his example, I really learned what it's to be a leader and teacher at this temple. Thank you so much. Through both of you, I have learned how to develop the roles and responsibilities to be a Dharma teacher. So I just want to say thank you for that. And thank you for being a living example of the Buddha for me to take refuge in. I want to express my appreciation to my family and Igyesu's family for providing me with the time and the space to study the Buddhist teachings. One of my Dharma talks, I spoke about the four immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. And it's through my day-to-day life with my family that those practices really become, those concepts become a reality. So thank you for creating a space for me to take refuge in the Dharma. And I want to express my thanks, my gratitude to the Sangha. Every Sunday, well, before I say that, many of you are familiar with the term dana, generosity. Every Sunday, we have a Sangha member come up here to the temple altar to talk about generosity. They talk about, how important it is to have a space for us to practice in, how important it is for us to have lights so we can see each other, to have air conditioning, and to have clergy to present us with the teachings. And all of this is because of your generosity, your donation of time, and also financial support. Zen Master Dogen wrote in his essays about generosity. And in some of his essays, he talked about the concept of free giving, been translated as free giving. According to Dogen, every time we get up out of bed and start our day, whether it's going to work or going to school or being retired or just being alive without an agenda, we are experiencing the generosity of the universe because we have the precious gift of a human life to live. And the other side of that is, through our living of our life, just being a human being in the world, we are giving a gift to the rest of the world in the universe through our actions, just being alive. So that giving, that receiving and giving is because of interdependence, the interdependence of the world. So I really want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to develop my practice, and then also giving me the opportunity to share my understandings with you. Thank you.
So well said. So very well said, Kunga. As I step into this role as someone who can hopefully successfully share the Dharma with all of you, I hope you hold me accountable, and I hope to learn so much from you as I continue my own journey in this practice. I do want to appreciate or express my appreciation and gratitude to both of these gentlemen up here, both Yang Su, who I learned so much from on my path as a student, and Hung Su as I continue my studies. And not only have they continued to make this community thrive and continue to support it and be that lifeblood that our Buddhist community needs so much. So from that perspective, I know that I'm not the only person that is grateful for these two gentlemen, but I know that each and every one of you are as well. And I want to say thank you to my fellow Dharma teachers for being on this journey with me and for learning so much from them as my peers. And so many faces I don't know, but there are also many faces I do know. And I'm grateful that you have all welcomed me in with open arms to this Sangha and will continue to help me on this journey. And the last people I want to share appreciation for are my family for supporting me on this journey as I walk in the teachings of the Buddha. Thank you.
Oh, it's my turn. I am so grateful to be here. I remember the first time I entered the temple, Hung Su greeted me, and I just felt like I was coming home. And it's been an amazing journey. About 7 years I've been coming here and volunteering for everything, buying all the malas downstairs, buying all the Buddha statues, and kind of going gung-ho about it. But but for real, it's been a journey, and I wouldn't be here without my parents. I'm so grateful for my parents for bringing me into this life. They have supported me so much, and it might not be their tradition, but they have still supported me, and I appreciate them being here so much. And I appreciate Hung Su. He has been my teacher pretty much since I've been here, but officially he started about a year ago. And Yang Su, I'm so appreciative for his support in the recovery program. I am 4 years sober from alcohol now. I am working on my sobriety through marijuana and all that other things. But my recovery has been an insurmountable. It's been something that I've been working with, and Yang Su's helped me considerably, and I appreciate him for that and for this temple that offers a recovery program. I'm grateful for the Sangha, everyone that comes here, this community of practice, realizing that we can't do this alone. We need each other. And we have a wonderful meal that we get to enjoy together afterwards. And I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for all these teachers, Kunga and Igesu and Jingsu for working with us and getting us where we are today. We wouldn't be here without all of these teachers. And of course, I appreciate the Buddha. The Buddha is why we're all here. He came and sat underneath the Bodhi tree, and he realized he has this awakening nature. And as a teacher, I want to help each and every one of you realize that awakened nature we all have within ourselves. It is something that is innate, and it's covered up by a lot of mud, but that lotus can bloom. And I want to be held accountable. I'm not a perfect person. I don't think I have a lot of practice. That's why we call it a practice. And I will continue to strive earnestly and to support the Sangha, the Dharma, and the Buddha. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I won't bother. I agree with everything that's been said. I don't need to repeat all of that again, but thank you. Thank you to Hung Su and Yang Su, to all of the clergy that is current and past. This temple is built on a foundation of everyone who has been here before, every clergy, every Sangha, every board member. Thank you, the board, for keeping the lights on. Thank you, my family, for allowing me. So I look forward to talking with all of you. Thank you.
I got to share one thing about. Sue sent me a video. He loves the Shin Main. She reads it on a regular basis, and to hear her read it, it's just Roisin reads the Shin Mi. She is an awesome Buddhist in the making.
All right, we are almost finished. We're going to do some closing gathas, and then we get to go downstairs, and I have watched wonderful things flow in, and I'm not going to pretend I'm looking forward to going downstairs and eating and drinking tea. Please stand and we will do our, excuse me, wait a minute, I forgot something. You? Oh, okay. Turn the tea on, plug it in. I believe we have an announcement before I do anything else. Josh?
Being completely honest, I actually forgot I was doing this. I'm going to try to do it from memory. But I want to let all of you know that this temple is run completely on your generosity and the support of the community, in alignment with the Buddhist practice of dana, giving and receiving. Again, everything that happens here, the lights, the furniture, the beautiful adornments that we have, this wonderful space that we've all come to love and learn and grow in together, is only possible through all of us working together. And so there are many different ways to support the temple, either through donations of time, through the generosity financially. There are dana boxes on both sides of the hall. There are other ways to support the temple. There are volunteer opportunities to help set up with different resources, such as the wonderful meal we're about to have. Like, if you'd like to learn more about how to help with that, please come talk to me. I'd love to share. And even small things like bringing in little plastic containers so that you all can take the leftovers home after we finish would be really appreciated. So anything you are able to do to support this temple is greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much.
I believe a former teacher here who lives in Kansas now, Shuji, and many of you know Shuji and love her. She's been watching on YouTube and she wants to say something. How are we going to do this? Telephone or what? Oh, okay. Before they do that, is there someone?
Good morning. I don't need to come up there.
I just
Once a month, the first Monday of every month, a small group comes in and cleans the temple. And that Monday is tomorrow. So we'd like those of you who can to help clear the Dharma hall. The mats and cushions will go in the room over there where the room is. And the black chairs will go straight back in that room. And the gray chairs will go downstairs. So if you could help with doing any of that, we appreciate it. Thank you.
And if you want to do that after you eat, that's fine too. Because I'm kind of worried that if you don't get down there, you might miss something. No, I'm kidding you. I was waiting. Is Shuji ready yet?
Just a little bit about Suji. She's a Soto Zen priest. One of her students is here. I forget your name. Seiku. And I am, she's my teacher. So, yeah.
They've all been waiting. I'm sorry.
She was a member of this temple for a number of years and part of the 42 team.
And then she moved to Kansas. Kansas.
Manhattan.
Okay, before I forget this, on the first Wednesday of each month is a radical Dharma book club. The Lojong celebrations are the full moon. We have a discussion group Thursday morning where we talk on how to live the Dharma, and we have a book that helps us start the conversation. The board of directors meet the fourth Sunday of each month downstairs, and you're welcome to sit in and listen. We have Buddhist-based recovery meetings here And, it's the Al-Anon Club. Al-Anon?
Al-Anon.
Okay. And, Jing Shu, I don't know if I've done this. I proclaim you are the precept master. So he is starting a precept class in,
August 14th, we have a 10-minute meeting after service, just as an introductory thing, and then the first real meeting will be September 11th.
and the precepts are guides to help us live a life. We don't have to take precepts, but have to be a practicing Buddhist, but many people like to just see him if you're interested. And is there anything I've forgotten? We are good? All right. Why don't you do it? Is she still typing? All right. Why don't we stand and do our closing doctrines, which are on page 9, I believe?
9.
Together we say, for
All unskillful actions ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thoughts, now I atone for them all. Vast is the robe of compassion, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Buddha's teachings for the benefit of all sentient beings. All beings, one body, I vow to upgrade. Endless blind passion, I vow to uproot. Dharma gates without number, I vow to penetrate. The great way of Buddha, I vow to attain.
Please stay where you are, and in your booklet, there is a little piece of paper. It is the 5 contemplations which we traditionally say before each meal. And together we say,
This food is the gift of the whole universe, the earth, the sky, and much hard work. May we eat in mindfulness so as to be worthy to receive it. May we transform our unskillful states of mind and learn to eat with moderation. May we take only foods that nourish us and prevent illness. We accept this food to realize the path of understanding and love.
please, right about here, you guys turn this way, you guys turn that way, and we will bow to one another. Now, before we go downstairs, there's one bit of information I never told the teachers in training, but now that they're teachers, they have to know. Teachers are by tradition supposed to eat last.
That's okay.
That was strongly pointed out to me by our first teacher.
Yeah. But it's like the Ma syndrome. Mom always waits till everybody got the fed, right? When you're pregnant, you can do it. All right, so,
Is Susie ready?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, she's.
it's Shuji's words here.
Just give me 1 second. Okay.
I'm so happy to. Oh my gosh, 1 second.
Yell it out so we can all hear.
I've got to mute this. Okay. I'm so happy to see the Dharma keep going with new teachers. My lineage lost 3 senior teachers this week. You 4 are the future of Buddhism. Thank you for your vows.
Please go downstairs and enjoy community, all right? Where's Jake?
I think he's downstairs setting it up.
Would you run down and make sure everything's turned on the coffee?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, then come back.
Okay.
She gets some rough. It looks good.
Nice to finally meet you. So I heard that you're journaling.